Hello and welcome back to another video. Today I'm redrawing a piece I've already done in 2017. I recently found it while I was going through my old works and I decided I should just redo it. A lot of things have changed in the meantime. Also my art style has changed quite a lot, so I just thought why not give it a go. As you can see, I'm already happily doing the line art. As usual, I'm trying to go from the outer line art to the inner line art to give me a better feeling of where I want the details to go. Once I'm done with the lines, I'm setting down the basic shadows that I want to go with. I try to use a very light gray first, just to get an idea where I want the shadows to be, and later on I will just add more darker shades to get more volume out of it. I'm sorry, while I was filming I didn't realize that the paper slid down so much, but you're really not missing anything important that I'm doing there. It is really important to slowly build up the shadows, because if I go in too dark from the beginning, then there is no room for correcting my mistakes. And also by slowly layering, the 3D effect will be much better. So now I'm done with my basic shadows, and I'm gonna go over the whole thing with a much darker color. You already see that the contrast is quite high, so again I'm very careful laying it down. And I do prefer to go over it multiple times instead of just putting down one thick color or one thick shadow. It just looks more natural, and you will see it's also much easier to just build up the shape, if you know what I mean. I always love this phase when the painting or the drawing is just partially done. I think it always looks a little bit weird and never really fully satisfying, but that's just the beauty of it. You just keep going until you really like it. Now I'm trying to build up her clothes, or more like the magical artifact that is forming her sort of clothes. And I have to use a much harder contrast in order for my elements not to merge into one flat layer. I put so much effort into creating a 3D effect on the skin and on the body, and if I now use a color that is too light, it will just become one patch of gray. So I have to be very mindful of what I'm doing here and plan ahead a little bit. So here I can't be too careful putting down my shades, simply because I don't have so many contrasts to choose from, and I just have to be a little bit brave here. Again, even if it's pretty even, blending is very important. It will create so much more depth if you just go over it again, and if you feel like you already blended enough, just do it one more time. So here we now see that the hair is a little bit close to the contrast or the values and hues of the hand that she's holding up. And in order for them to be a little bit more separated, I go in with my gel pen and put a few highlights down. They also look very nice on the rest of her body. And it just gives the whole piece a bit more dynamic. Also because like in real life, life would be hitting harder on certain parts of her body. Now I don't want the background to be plain black, and I also want to add a little bit more mystery to the image. So I'm giving her the flame, and I'm working around the shape of a flame again to create that glowy effect. You might notice that I have not drawn any flames on her body as such, even though they would be visible. So I do have to come up with something how to add them later on after already having finished the actual drawing. And once more, it's basically just blending, and a little bit more of blending. Again, I'm adding some white gel pen, and I'm also gonna go around her hand and draw a white outline, simply because a flame would create a harsh light, and it also helps to separate her hand from the background being her shoulder or like more her body. So what I'm doing now is I have a chalk pen, it's some sort of white pen, and I dilute it down with a little bit of water and take it with a brush and just apply it over the image. It's very nice because it's a little bit transparent, and I think it really catches the look of a flame. Now I'm just adding a few more sparks because a flame usually does create sparks, and we're done.